There is total, absolute pandemonium soon to be coming to America. Donald Trump is to imminently be elected the next president of the United States. Bitcoin is guaranteed now to sail above 100K, just like that beautiful chair out there in the pool. Yes, I am General Greene. Please like and share. Donald Trump, for those of you that don't know, has gone all in Bitcoin. He is all in. Yes, we know he called it a scam before. Yes, all the global elites, all the bankster class, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, who now sits in a grave, and others all told you Bitcoin was a scam. They all told you to stay out. They told you that the government wouldn't allow it. They want you broke and they want you poor. Case in point, Donald Trump, soon to be the next president of the United States, elected to a second term, is now promising to protect the general's crypto. He said yesterday he is not only for Bitcoin, but he will be protecting all of our private wallets. This includes every major cryptocurrency, including Ethereum. This is massive. Yes, politicians flip-flop, but we don't really care. Again, the general wants you rich. While they were telling you Bitcoin was a scam, why Donald Trump told you Bitcoin was a scam during his entire administration during the last 4 years, calling cryptocurrencies trash compared to the US dollar, the general here told you to buy under freaking $3,500, told you to buy under a freaking $1,000, and has made you freaking diamond nuts rich. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is massive news, and also little to the public's knowledge, little beknownst to the public, that thought Bitcoin was a scam because they actually listened and trusted their politicians when they were being lied to, which I've now been proven 100% correct about that, even monetarily making all of my members rich. Don't even know yet that Ethereum has also been greenlit by the same governments that people said wouldn't allow it. Yeah, that's right. BlackRock, which I also predicted, is now buying all of the freaking Bitcoin worldwide, guys. They're buying it all. BlackRock wants every last Bitcoin. This is huge news. And it means all of us bag holders holding all these millions and millions and tens of millions and billions of dollars worth of crypto are about to get even more diamond nuts rich. Because again, it takes money to win in America. Look at Trump. There's a lot of politics I like. There's certain things I vocally disagree with, like Operation Warp Speed. Scam! Right? Lockdown. Scam! Taking that poison thing. You know how I feel about it. But we can learn from Donald Trump. Look, he would have never become president of the United States and had all that power and all that energy behind him to swing the pendulum back against those dirty, dirty Democrats if it wasn't for the sheer fact that not only was he an MSM celebrity with The Apprentice, but most importantly, he is also diamond nuts rich. It takes billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars in order to be the solution. I think there's a couple lessons learned that we need to think about through all of this. Is number one, expect to always be lied to by the politician. If a politician is speaking, I don't care who it is, they're lying. If the mainstream media is telling a story, lies, 100%. But also, capital formation is the key to your economic, financial, and of course, spiritual freedom in this living dystopia hell that they've created as they lead all of us into 2030 to eat the crickets. Well, you, my friends, all my members, won't be eating crickets. You'll be wiping your butts, not with toilet paper, because those Totos, have you seen a Toto? They're my freaking favorite toilets. Like, honestly, once you get to a certain level of net worth, it stops becoming about the Lambos and the Ferraris, especially as you get older, and more about your hygiene and these beautiful Japanese toilets that when you walk up, speak to you and pop up like this, go, hey, Mr. Greene, nice to see you this morning, when you have your cup of coffee. and then sprays your little behind. I'm telling you, you really got to go all in on this. If you want to floss in this new Diamond Nuts Super 100K plus 6-figure Bitcoin rally, grab one of these amazing toiletries and toilets for the next bull run. That's actually where you should be taking photos and snapshots, not in front of these fancy cars. But I'm on a tangent. I'm just having fun today. I actually got some rest yesterday, so I'm feeling a lot better. But this is huge. So what does the general think is going to happen? So Bitcoin 100K is now imminent. All the politicians, including Trump, are clamoring in on it. They're all in. They love crypto now. They love it. They love the Bitcoin. Yeah, they were wrong. They were wrong. People tell me, Christopher, it's okay. He changed his mind. Everybody changes their mind. All these, politicians love to change their mind. Well, we know that, right? So the cynic in us always knew this. Again, what is the global elite's plan? It's to bankrupt all of you, make you poor, so you're eating bugs, so you have no freedom, so crime just picks up in your local cities. We have no options left but to depend on them. And it's exactly what's happening. I was watching the movie Civil War. I haven't actually seen it yet. I was watching it last night because I wanted to see how the elites are framing to the peasants what they think is coming next. Again, get rich guys have been right about everything. Bitcoin, Trump flipping on it. I told you all the politicians would tell you it was a scam secretly because they were buying it from you, because they want you poor and broke and servile, and they want you a peasant, and I want you rich, in control with choices. I want you saved with Jesus Christ the King. I want you throwing chairs in the freaking pool. 1,000 X to the moon. But I was watching the movie Civil War, and basically they depict a presidential figure like Donald Trump. And California and Texas and Florida, of course, are seceding, which is kind of odd because California, although it's very separatist in parts of the North, is typically pretty darn liberal, right? So outside of that, they have a figure that's like Donald Trump on his third term who basically gets executed by the roving journalists that are documenting as they're going through the hellish landscape of all America on their way to Washington, D.C. I thought it was pretty good. But as I said before, why are the elites putting this out? It's for catharsis. I don't believe any of that's going to happen at all. The most important thing they can do is put it in your mind, so you think that it's happening. And it's a catharsis for all the grave atrocities that they've implemented on you and your family now that everyone's dropping like flies and has turbo cancers from Operation Warp Speed, the thing that Donald Trump allegedly flipped on. Like, again, I've heard people tell me like, oh, he really stood his ground. I guess, dude. That's like cheating on your wife and being like, I stood my ground but still had an affair. That makes no sense at all. Yeah, he stood his ground while he was masked up, locking everyone in their houses in 15-day quarantines, while he was rolling out Operation Warp Speed, the godfather of this thing. I don't understand how that's standing your ground, but feel free to explain to me the 5D chess. Again, I've never lied to you. I've always made every single one of you freaking rich. I've only ever told you the truth. Recommending Bitcoin under 1,000. Remember when I said 66,666 was the bottom? A lot of people were like, oh, Chris, that's not the bottom. Look, it's already gone below a little bit. Well, it sure looks like the bottom today. Again, what's the truth and what are the facts? So what's going to happen? Biden, of course, this is all planned. And by the way, the deep state wants Trump in power. This is hard for a lot of you to believe, but it is the truth. I always tell you the truth. The deep state wants Trump in power. And the reason is, even if Donald Trump has good intentions, they want to placate the majority of the public that would otherwise erupt into civil disorder, because they probably would, like the movie Civil War, to be placated and dumbed down by thinking that simply if another Republican gets in, that he's the solution and all their problems will be solved. Now, look, I pray for Trump. I hope he does the right thing once he gets in because it's already been predetermined. I mean, your votes don't count, obviously. They've already decided he's going to be in, just like Trump said the last election was rigged, because there's truth to that. Of course, the whole system's rigged. Your vote doesn't matter. The elites at the top, the cabal, and the black suits decide everything. But the reason they want Trump in there is because he's going to inherit World War III. He's going to inherit the World War in Gaza and Rothschild. He will inherit the Chinese attack on Taiwan. And they want Trump there for a reason, to negotiate the art of the deal. That's right. All of these things are linked. The Hollywood shenanigans, the Apprentice shenanigans, the fact that everybody's a star now here in the United States. I was even walking in my own neighborhood yesterday and I saw a young girl doing a TikTok video. Because again, guys, this is what America stands for, okay? You know, this is what America is, a TikTok video. That's what it is. But again, they want Donald Trump to inherit the mess, and this will be a perfect setup politically for him, because Donald Trump will be able to blame, rightfully so, but he'll blame Biden for the wars. He'll negotiate peace in the Middle East, okay? He'll work with Benjamin Netanyahu and others, and then rebuild Gaza after it's already been destroyed. You see, the elites have already check-boxed every single item of their global takeover, everything. They've figured out every logistical item, currency reset. Trump also mentioned that he will not allow a CBDC. This is important. A central bank digital currency. But you know what the central bank's going to do? Just call it a different name. That's it, guys. They'll just change the name. They'll be like, well, we didn't have the CBDC, so we won there, guys, but we have this other thing, and I don't even know what they'll call it. It'll be like digital ducks or something. They'll just come up with a new name. It's going to be a new name, but the same system. Again, the global elites have accomplished everything that they intended. Not just global lockdowns, but this. They have figured out how to spend more money and create more debt than they ever have before, which is what they want. They have only helped propagate bank runs, which is what they want, to consolidate the largest financial institutions in the world before the reset. You see, they need these small and medium-sized banks to go down so JP Morgan Chase has more power and you have less options. Again, I've been alerting you for now weeks. I have Canadian investors, Australian investors, and New Zealand investors. I'm seeing it here first. They're already invested with my project, by the way. We're closing on property number 4. All cash, no bank debt in Park City, Deer Valley, booyah, firing up the Learjet right now with Papa John. You'll see me over there shortly, ladies and gentlemen, doing a freaking inspection, ski in and ski out in the number 1 place in Park City, Utah. But again, they've accomplished all of this already. All the debt, economic reset, the financial fallout. I was speaking with a good friend of mine who I very much look up to and admire as a mentor, and he said, Christopher, things are getting really scary in California. It's kind of like, being in a bad part of Central America where even if you're walking into a Target, the crime is so high, you'll see people stealing things off the shelves. You don't know if you're going to be held up. And so people are actually leaving big cities like California, et cetera, as we've seen, and they're populating other areas like Texas and Phoenix. And he was also just speaking, plainly to me. He said, the inflation, Christopher, the hyperinflation is really scary. He's like, my parents' old place, which is just a regular house, is now worth over $1.2 million, and their new house is worth $3 million. And nobody can afford this, and the millennials can't afford anything. They're just broke, servile slaves, essentially, to the system. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, well, yeah, that's why I invented Island Project. The best asset class in the world, of which all of our members own fractionally with 100% equity ownership of the best property in the world, not a regular house, beach and ocean front, diamond nuts, residences on the mountains, whole freaking ski lodges, ladies and gentlemen, with no bank debt, tokenized soon on a multi-billion-dollar blockchain. The inventor of fractional real estate, baby, 1,000 freaking X to the moon. And just like I've been right about Bitcoin, just like I've made all my members rich in cryptocurrency, we are about to do it again with fractional freaking real estate, baby, to the moon. Because again, we're always way ahead of the curve. We always understand the truth well ahead of the masses, ahead of the traditional media and politicians that are lying to every single one of you about everything. And you must understand this, ladies and gentlemen, you are the solution. No matter if Trump, which I believe he will, gets into the office or not, your life isn't going to fundamentally change. You need to get rich. I'm not the only one saying this. The goal is a wealth transfer to steal all of the money from the middle and lower classes to the elites. Their net worth tripled during the 2020 lockdowns for a reason, which is why they instituted them. Hyperinflation is now running rampant in every American city street as crime picks up in your city and town for a reason, because it's what they want. It's very destabilizing. They've kept the borders open for a reason, to destabilize the United States of America. They've told you not to have kids for a reason, not to get married. As now America crumbles along the demographic population curve, because there will be more body bags of the baby boomer generation as they phase out naturally in the future than there will be live births here in the United States. Again, immigration in the United States will eclipse the natural born American citizens here in the USA that built the country by 2030, which is what they want, a global order. You do understand this, right? It's all about total control by 2030, total world domination, as the United States sinks into maybe a top 30 country at best. And again, even after Trump is long gone. Trump's going to get 4 years, guys, but even with good intentions, will he have enough time to build the walls? Is he going to have enough time to be the peacekeeper and peacemaker? Will he have enough time to prosecute all these dirty Democrats? I mean, look how he's under threat and attack constantly. He's in court most days. How is Donald Trump even going to rule as president? And if he was doing the right thing, like he intends, or he tells all of us, like drain the swamp, isn't that going to take all of his time? I mean, it would take at least 5 years just to focus on draining swamp creatures, for crying out loud. And that's my point. He won't have enough time to really change much, which is why the elites have made it certain that Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States, to not only placate through catharsis the masses, but to have their way with everyone as usual. And then the rest is history. The history books will be rewritten about everything you just lived through that you know is a lie. They'll even tell you things like, no, all the politicians were for Bitcoin before. No one was against it. Jamie Dimon loved it. So did Trump. I mean, flippity flop. Calls it a scam. Now he's our biggest protector. Well, I thank him, because you're making me, my members rich. You are empowering us in the crypto revolution, the first fractionally owned property rights in the world, tokenized. I even asked ChatGPT what island project was yesterday. I'm going to read it to you. It's pretty interesting. Call Papa John at 808-442-2934 to get in, to become a proud owner now of our ski lodge. Diversified in multiple states now, not just Maui and Oahu, but also Park City, Booyah, right on the slopes. Looking forward to skiing with all of you later this year. And I'm looking for, if I can find it, which it doesn't even look like that text message went through. Good work, ChatGPT. The point is, where is all this going? This is much more an economic, financial wealth transfer than anything else. Why is our $33.5 million real estate portfolio with no bank debt so important? Is because it takes your money out of the banks that are being controlled by sovereign nations. Canada, New Zealand, and Australia are now halting and outright confiscating user funds. I'm not making this stuff up. I have real sources on the ground trying to move money out of the country, and the states saying, no, you don't own your own money. The same thing's going to happen in the United States with capital controls prior, I believe, to even Trump getting in, because that's what they want. Absolute control, a cashless society. Again, even if Trump promises never to authorize a CBDC, how can we even fully trust that? He called Bitcoin a scam originally. Will he change his mind on the CBDC, or will they just call it something else? I think they'll just call it something else. And again, as the world resources are transferred to the blockchain, you should be very scared of this, because BlackRock is buying everything. Guys, they just approved an Ethereum ETF. This means XR freaking P is next. This means all these cryptocurrencies are next, just like I predicted. It means all real estate's going to be tokenized, just like I've predicted, just like I invented here at islandproject.com, making our members rich. We'll be tokenizing as we posture in 24 this year into 2025 with 70+% of the roadmap already physically built out and acquired. I want you to keep in mind we have no leverage at all. How amazing that is. All glory to God. No debt? You're telling me your whole portfolio has no debt? That's right. Because it is a safe haven during World War III, economic collapse, and hyperinflation. Commodities, oil, gold, silver, all breaking records right now. Even the stock market's breaking records on a collapsing dollar. Again, Trump and Biden combined printed over $11 trillion during the lockdowns, guys. That's over half of the debt being printed in just a couple of years. It's never going to be paid back. It's going to be transitioned to them, to Jeff Bezos and others that will only get richer and more powerful. Again, you should be learning your lessons. Again, what is your solution? You are the solution. The mindset shift, the 1000x mindset. Getting in and buying Bitcoin early when they were calling it a scam. Now, the number one opportunity is islandproject.com. It's in tokenized real estate, as we are the first movers, and you always have the first mover advantage in a new pioneering technological area, which is why I've positioned all of my personal assets into islandproject.com in addition to all of my crypto, helping our members around the world roll over their IRAs and retirement accounts and 401ks before it's too late. Contact Papa John right now. Make sure you get in before this whole opportunity closes. We can't offer any more units after the $33.5 million funding round is officially complete, and we are very close to completing that round. Yes, we've just acquired a brand new property and brand new ski lodge in Park City, Deer Valley, at the number one most exclusive lodge in the world. Amazing. All glory to God. And a big shout out to all of our amazing members worldwide. You've made this possible along with us through Christ the King. We're called and dubbed and have been commanded by God as the digital Noah's Ark for a reason. You know, whether or not it was social media, which I pioneered in 2008 and 09 before everybody else, having literally trademarked alternative media television, or having bought and recommended Bitcoin under 1,000, or having now built islandproject.com, we are always early to the trends before everybody else, before it goes mainstream. I laugh. You know, people told me social media, Christopher, would never amount to nothing. Now, as I travel around the world and I even walk in my own neighborhoods, I see young girls doing TikTok videos because they have no idea what else to do with their lives. Because again, this is a tech AI takeover. Again, we should all be pretty darn fearful of where this tech is going, where AI is going. IslandProject.com is a play into AI, by the way. Once our blockchain launches, I'll be revealing all. All of our founding members, of course, get those tokens at the founder's rate, just like an IPO. See our terms and disclaimers. That's in addition to your protected no bank debt asset, which continues to grow into perpetuity as a legacy asset, spits off cash flows on an annual basis, and also provides some use. I want you to think about if you have $1 million with Island Project, and let's say you're staying at our world-class properties 30 days a year, and the average nightly rate's comped at $2,000 a night. Essentially, that's a dividend as well. You're actually got a life enhancement for the investment. I want you to think about how much value there actually is. In addition to the cash flows being paid and distributed to all of our members pro rata their units that they own, whether or not it's the minimum of 30 or 100 or 250 or 500 or 1,000. So, what happens next? Bitcoin to 100K is now guaranteed, guys. All the politicians have flipped, including Trump. And I really want you to understand this, that you were lied to. And I want you to recognize this. If you're broke today because you took the advice of Trump and others that told you Bitcoin was a scam, if you listened to your friends and family that told you that Bitcoin would be outlawed by the U.S. government, you were cucked. And you're now broke for a reason. Not only were they lying to you, the U.S. government, along with BlackRock, is buying all of the assets. Just like I told you, you could have been rich, which is what I've been warning over and over again. So get rich. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the hurt and how you were misled by everybody that you know, except for me, the general. Get on board the digital Noah's Ark now and take aggressive action into our #1 investment class while you still can. Don't make the same mistake twice. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to fight for your freedom and liberty and the legacy of your children, join us. If you want to stand tall, invigorated, and passionate about your life, if you want to get rich, join us. Don't sell yourself short in a life of mediocrity, in a life of regret. Get so diamond nuts rich you can throw $1,000 chairs into your own pool if you want to. Because again, what's coming will be really, really bad worldwide. World War III is not going to be easy. What the Civil War movie depicted ain't going to be fun, even if this is just psychological catharsis. The civil disorder in the streets, the crime waves that we're now seeing in American cities, the fleeing of millions from California now crowding Texas, Arizona, and other states as they flee sinking ships is only going to create more national instability than you've ever seen in your entire life. And as people get broker and more poor as a result of the designed wealth transfer and scam, which I always told you about, people are going to lose their crap. They're going to lose their crap when Bitcoin shatters new records at 100K plus. They're going to lose their crap when BlackRock buys all the Ethereum worldwide. They're going to lose their crap when all real estate is eventually tokenized and our companies and their equity positions rise to billions and billions and billions of dollars. And they're going to be like, I missed it again. Missed tech, missed Google, missed the internet, missed Amazon, missed Tesla, missed all of them, missed Bitcoin, missed Ethereum, missed everything. Don't miss this. Most of my investors, many of them, which we have brand new ones, hundreds that we've just added. I just printed out like 300 new hats and new coffee mugs for all of our member investors. Just sent those all, 12 nation states, all overseas. Just had several major investors just on board from Singapore, actually. Most is here in North America, but if we have 12 different countries, from places as far as Israel, Ireland, other parts of Europe, escaping, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. I've heard the horror stories. People have shed tears in front of me and my father in Waikiki visiting and telling me they had their entire portfolios confiscated by their governments during the lockdowns. Pensions confiscated, folks, because they didn't comply. Banks locking up their funds because they didn't do what they were told, you know. They didn't stay in their little 12-foot bubble during the quarantines. I mean, breaks my heart, breaks my father's heart. Why do you think we do what we do? Why do you think we're fighting back with such a vengeance when most people aren't doing anything? The solution lives inside of all of you folks. It is an honor to serve. Again, this is my warning video. I only throw chairs in the pool when I'm warning you of something significant. It's your last chance to buy Bitcoin for 100 before it hits 100K. It's your last chance to get into crypto and blockchain. It's your last chance to get into islandproject.com and become a proud owner with no risk really at all. I mean, I have to say that, you know, read our terms, but guys, it has an appraised value. 10 to 12 properties always have an appraised value. We have appraisers every year that appraise our entire collection of luxury properties. Property A, $5 million. Property B, 3.5. Property 4, 6.2. Park City just deployed $6 million. They continue to appreciate during Bitcoinization. They continue to appreciate during fractionalization. They continue to appreciate as BlackRock buys all the single-family homes in the United States. It just continues to appreciate as we move with the AI and as I dub the blockchainification of our entire society. This is ubiquity, guys. You realize if you're missing Bitcoin still, you're missing ubiquity. You're missing the entire global economy. You didn't just miss an investment, you missed your entire future. Your kids will be Bitcoined in the future. You will be forced to own blockchain technology, whether you like it or not. So many of you told me, Christopher, well, I just don't want that stuff. That's like saying you don't want a cell phone. That's like saying you're not going to use the internet. I mean, I pray that you kind of don't, because that sounds awesome, but let's be real here. You need a cell phone and the internet to even exist or function in society now as a living human being. The same thing's happening with blockchain. Just like the same thing happened with Google. All of it, and social media and e-commerce. There is nothing else. If you think it's radical that little young girls are doing TikTok videos because they don't have a future anymore and all the jobs have been eradicated, you've seen nothing yet. Bitcoin and blockchain and tokenization will change everything. It's why Trump just flipped on it, because he's now admitting, yeah, he was either lying or he was wrong. And now he's changed his mind and he's all in. He's smart too. He knows more donations will come in. People like me that are wealthy will donate even more. Because again, it's all about money and power for these politicians. It's all about the vote. It's all about manipulating, the populations to get what they want. Doesn't really matter where, he stands. He's going to stand wherever it's popular. And the truth is now everybody's rich in Bitcoin. We control most of society now. Companies like mine are dominating. Black cock should be scared, because now you have a wild man in the name of General Greene and Papa John, and we're freaking taking over with our freaking members. Christian billionaires that love God, love people, and are making disciples and have a passion to be alive every single day, growing those and suntanning those diamond nuts on a regular basis, ladies and gentlemen. Making you rich while the scum told you it was a scam. It's the hard-hitting truth. Again, listen to me. Stick with success. On board. The #1 team now. Buy the Rolex. Buy the Lamborghini. Buy the Ferrari of real estate with islandproject.com. And live your best life. Not in self-glorification of yourself, but to glorify the kingdom as the warriors of God, to be the rock people are going to lean on during the coming chaos of more hyperinflation, a Great Depression. When Trump gets in, I think they'll crash the stock market right after. Honestly, it's going to be a bloodbath. Right when Trump gets in, boom, worst of the worst, total collapse, in my humble opinion, right when he gets in. They usually prop things up. They want to prop it up for Biden a little bit, even though the wheels are coming off now. Again, B-52 bomber equivalents were flying yesterday. It looks like Top Gun 2, guys. These are cloaked nuclear weapons. All this technology has been unloaded in our skies now. Satellites are tracking all of you and your children. People are dying of cancer left and right because of all the GMOs and all the chemtrails and everything else that they've been pushing. All of this is the truth. Get your crap together. Get on the winning team of history before it's too late. Look, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we're all going to God if we believe in Him. And we've repented to Jesus Christ the Lord as sinners. We're going to Christ, guys. We're going to live forever there. Forever. In the mansions of the kingdom. Will pale in comparison to anything in this sinful earth. But my point is, no one's going to be on their deathbed going, oh, I'm glad I lived a mediocre life. I'm glad I was weak. I'm glad I didn't take the risk. I'm glad I let myself down and my family and friends down. You're not going to say that. You're going to say, you know what? That crazy guy on the internet, General Greene, was right. His passion, his invigoration for life is really what it means to be alive, guys. If you don't feel that, if you don't have that, join us. Wake up. Our networking is massive. We now have thousands of members worldwide as we hold events every single year, whether or not it's in Hawaii or Park City or other parts of the mainland or international as we expand. These are also weapons for your success. Very successful members from all over, connected in a real community of freedom fighters, businessmen and women that are smart, that have made a lot of money, that have the same ideals that we do, that are also serving God. A collection of minds that's actually empowering, guys. Isn't it empowering to be with a group of people at Island Project? here at AMTV that all love each other. We're doing our best to make disciples. We are pushing hard against the deep state on a regular basis. We are speaking truth every single day of our lives. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that epic? You want to be a part of that? Change the mind today. And click the link below and visit my handsome, beautiful father. The only place you can find us, islandproject.com. Fill out a members tab. In that tab, a 2 to 5 minute application now. It's very easy to do. We accept ACH, wire transfer, bank transfer, also crypto, which we prefer. So you can fund directly now with Bitcoin or Ethereum, any cryptocurrency that you would like. It's all in our portal on our website at islandproject.com. In addition to that, if you need any help or you have any questions about anything rolling over your retirement accounts while you still can, just call my dad, leave a voicemail or text, and I assure you he will get back to you. My dad speaks and gets back to everybody. My dad's a baller. We're working 24/7 around the clock right now, and he'll help you roll over your accounts. He will help you understand whether or not the investment opportunity is right for you. Even if it's not, he'll tell you it's not right for you. My father's very good about that. My dad is a man of integrity and honor, honestly, and anyone that's ever done business with him would tell you that. Let us help you. Any more details on our world-class acquisitions? You want to know more about our private portfolio, because it's private, not public. It's a private placement owned only by our exclusive members worldwide. You want to learn about our new amazing $6 million acquisition in Ski Lodge in Deer Valley and how you can participate in that and own that today? Talk to my dad. Along with our spec home here, our 5-acre farm in Maui, in addition to 2 other homes and 2 other condos, one in Waikiki, right in front of the Duke statue, where you can surf all day long and literally stare at enormous sunset views, which I've shown you on camera before, in addition to our beautiful Kapalua acquisition just made a couple of months ago. Guys, we have so much momentum now. I'm buying properties almost every month. Have you noticed? Every single month, more capital gets deployed. That's how baller it is. Because again, we're on the right side of history. And I've positioned our technology and all of our members for the tidal wave that I already knew was coming. The flip-flopping of Trump and others as they went all in Bitcoin and showcased that they were wrong, either changed their minds or were lying. As BlackRock began to move in, which I always knew that it would, and starts buying Bitcoin, as the government, now instead of banning it, has approved it. Yeah, that's right. Ethereum has now been greenlit as the next exchange-traded fund in America, soon to be trading in trillions and trillions of dollars. And they're not stopping there. Major cryptocurrencies will now go mainstream. Real estate is going to go mainstream in the tokenized area of real-world assets, of which we are on the cusp and the leading cutting edge of. Even if you don't like me and you think I'm crazy, you should invest just because I'm right. You should invest because you want to get rich. You don't even have to like me. I'm just going to make you rich. Be smart with your money. Go with the people that win. I've been winning my entire life. Not because it's all me. I put in the work, but God's got my back. I give all the glory to Him. Every victory, every challenge and obstacle obliterated, every mountain moved. He saved my brother. Hallelujah. My brother went to the kingdom, guys. His soul was saved. Took my brother right under 40. But the beauty of it, he's now living forever. He won. All these victories that I share with you on a daily basis, it's because of God and the confidence and enormous faith that I have through Him, which is why we continue to win day in and day out. Along with my beautiful, handsome father, all of our beautiful members from all over the world with a common ethos to be free and to be sovereign and to capitalize on what we know is coming so your kids have choices and a legacy in the future, and to not just win and play a little defense, but to dominate in this new environment when people, you importantly, are going to need it the most. Guys, I want all of you to be weapons as I make you rich for peace, justice, hope, and liberty and truth. I want you to build entirely new countries if you need to protect your family and the people that you love. I want you to donate massively to charities as I make all of you rich. I want you to build freaking churches. I want you to restore broken relationships with people that you haven't forgiven. I want you to come to God like my brother Cody did so you can be saved. We are the weapons of Christ. We and you are the resistance. You are the tip of the spear. Bitcoin is now going to the moon. Islandproject.com to the moon. On board now, links below. It's Memorial Day. And as we solemnly think about those that have left us, I want you to think about your own life, what you would do if you were them, knowing your life was going to be cut short in this moment. How would you behave differently if you look out behind me and you're like, Christopher, this is the last day I've got? What would you do? I'll tell you this, take in the sunset. Make love to your wife. Love your children. Call the person you haven't forgiven and be like, I forgive you now. I love you, and so does God. And even if they don't receive it, tell them you love them. Do everything in the moment now. Don't care about your failings in the past, what you did wrong, the mistakes. I have people that cry to me on a regular basis because they took this and now they're having health problems and it was the worst thing they've ever done. Don't focus on the past. Focus on your restoration. Focus on your healing. Don't focus on where you failed in business. Start afresh today. Make it right for the first time in your life. Take your power back. Take your health back. Take your mind back. Take your spirit back. And wage the light of Jesus for the world to witness and to see. In a world of darkness and pain and suffering, we here at islandproject.com are needed to provide hope, honestly, to a lost generation of TikTokers. Guys, it's not going to be a pretty road, but we can make it beautiful together. I love you all glory to God, an impassioned video. Links below, on board now. And I call on the Holy Spirit to reinvigorate all of you today in Jesus Christ's name. Trailblaze our paths, God. Continue to move the mountains in front of us. And all glory to you for our team's tremendous success. We honor you, Lord Jesus, the only one we kneel for. Links below and up here.